Holy moly! Hello, what is up guys? I'm your host Gordon and welcome to another What Am I video. And today it is basically the final few days that I will be staying in Thailand. I will be on my way back to Malaysia tomorrow after this video. And this blaster over here is the most requested blaster to be reviewed when I'm in Thailand over here, which is the Lehui Kriss Vector V2. Basically, this is going to be the final gel blaster video for my stay in Thailand this time. As per requested, I've made a couple of more videos such as the buffer tube changing for the BOHAN SLR and generally all kinds of AR style gel blasters, as well as a John Wick 1911 version 2 of the foam that blaster, which is shell ejecting. For those two videos, I will have to return to Malaysia and post that in Malaysia instead. Let's hope that the algorithm doesn't go messed up again because the Thailand algorithm buff is real. And oh boy, let us get back to this very sexy looking blaster. And one more thing guys, can you please click on the like button? It will help the channel a lot. Okay, first look at the blaster. As you can see, the aesthetic of the blaster is absolutely a Kriss Vector blaster. So this over here is a gel blaster, of course. This is a hobby grade gel blaster. And this is basically the closest Kriss Vector blaster that we managed to borrow in Thailand that basically still using the stock gearbox. This blaster over here basically just went through a major cosmetic mod and that's about it, because as far as many people already know, the Kriss Vector V2 comes with two color tones, which is the black primary color and of course the orange part. As you can see, the trigger itself is being changed to a black color trigger. Most have already known that the fire selector and everything should be orange as per LH Kriss Vector V2 goes. And of course the charging handle over here is supposed to be orange, but it had been blackened out by the owner of this blaster over here. So the moment when we actually hold the blaster on hand, immediately we felt the quality of this blaster. I mean, the entire blaster was built very solidly. This is not the good old normal thin nylon type plastic. This is basically the high density nylon version which most SEMA blaster uses. The grip of the blaster is very nice. The trigger pull is very nice as well. And this blaster is very front heavy because most of its moving part is located at the front over here. And I'm pretty sure that most of the fake weights, if there's any fake weights over here, should be around this square part or at the front of this blaster as well. The blaster over here comes with a folding buttstock over here. The folding mechanism has been of course obstructed by this fake pack 15 over here, which is for cosmetic purposes. As far as I know, pack 15 should be on top of the blaster, but I don't know what's the purpose of having a pack 15 over here, but in afar it actually looks very intimidating with the fake pack 15 at the side of the blaster over here. So basically shouldering the blaster is very comfortable as well. In my opinion, the length of the blaster being how compact it is, it fits in just fine. I don't know, it felt very tailor-made for me to rest my cheek over here to aim with the blaster. And speaking about aiming though, this blaster comes with a pair of iron sight over here out of the box as far as I know, and this fake scope over here, I would say fake reflex sight over here, which doesn't even have any LEDs in there, is of course also included in the packaging. And the blaster also comes with a roll of Picatinny roll on top of the blaster. We got both sides of Picatinny roll for you to put in the accessory of your choice. We got a grip over here, which is also included in the box as far as I know. And then it comes with a flash hider and a suppressor. But our friend over here didn't really bring the suppressor with us. But as far as aesthetic goes, it looks way better without the suppressor. In my opinion, of course. And of course, what our friend actually did over here, it actually added on a lot of color aesthetic. As you can see over here, the V over here, the fire selector, you know, they put in some very shining stickers to make it look very nice, of course. And on the left hand side of the blaster over here, we got this bolt catch lever over here, which is of course fake. It is just for aesthetic purposes. And the blaster over here comes with mag prime. The moment when you pull the charging handle, of course the mag prime will activate in the mag over here. This is generally not a huge mag capacity, basically slightly more than a regular ARP9, maybe 200 rounds at max for these kind of a mag. But as far as I know, they are drum mag for Kriss Vector V2s. And another very nice touch of this blaster over here, when you actually pull the mag prime, this lip over here, I don't know if you can see it or not because it is pretty much blacked out, will actually open itself to reveal the gearbox in there. It goes a little bit something like this for a little bit of close up. Yep, that's the gearbox. And speaking about the gearbox, this blaster does not come with a nylon-built gearbox. In fact, the blaster comes with a transparent cover. I will provide the image somewhere around here. You guys can pretty much check that out over here, which in terms of build quality is definitely not a good choice. And the gears that came with the blaster is one of those weaker version of the nylon gears, and there is no option for you to buy a metal gear of this Kriss Vector V2 over here, which means that the moment when you decide to upgrade the spring, you will have to upgrade the gears. Of course, you will have to upgrade the gearbox as well, because you don't want to break the gearbox or something like that if you want to put in like very strong springs and very strong engines in there. And sadly enough as well, the inner barrel of the blaster is made out of acrylic. So in terms of accuracy, it might be a little bit low if it goes more than 25 meters, because acrylic inner barrels are generally very shaky and very vibrating. With a power upgrade, you definitely need a longer inner barrel. And if you really hate the protrusion of the inner barrel, you can cover it with a suppressor, because this blaster, as far as I know, it came with an adapter as well for you to put in all sorts of suppressors. So happy modding. And in terms of sling mounting point, we got a sling mounting point at the back over here. You can even mount your sling over here if you wanted to. And what is fun about this blaster is the firing mode that came with this blaster over here. So this blaster comes with 3 firing mode and 2 selector levers. So one lever over here is basically ambidextrous, which is an on and off switch, I call it. If you want to sound a little bit more tactical, you can call that the safety. The main fire selector will be located at the middle of the blaster over here. As you can see, this will be your single fire. Very responsive. Going down will be your 3-round burst. This blaster is so cool with the 3-round burst. And of course, going down over here, we got the very nice full auto. Oh yeah. And as you can see, the rate of fire of this blaster over here is very impressive, because out of the box, the blaster actually comes with an 11.1 volt battery. And speaking of battery, that is the weakness of this blaster, because the battery compartment, which is located at the bottom of the grip over here, is very small. Therefore, the options that you have for battery capacity is very limited. You can only go for small battery like that. But no worries about it. There are actually aftermarket parts to extend the battery compartment over here by purchasing a 3D printed cover, which I'll put a picture over here so you guys can check that out. And that's about it in terms of functionality. Overall, I would say build quality super solid. Therefore, without further ado, let us go test the blaster out, shall we? Okay, we are back, guys. So in terms of performance, this is not a very powerful blaster out of the box, because the blaster can only goes from around 187 FPS all the way to like 203 FPS. With better gels, this blaster should be able to push through 210 to even 220 FPS, but that's about it. So this blaster desperately needs a spring upgrade. And if you wanted to upgrade the spring, you will have to upgrade the gear. If possible, find yourself a better box to house your strongest spring. You don't want your acrylic housing to crack, right? And in terms of accuracy, we have tested a couple of range over here. 10 meters, this blaster can fire no problem, very accurate. Starting in 20 meters, the accuracy started to flop a little bit. And when we goes up to 25 meters, it flops really bad, man. Which means that this blaster desperately needed a inner barrel change. But overall, operating this blaster so far, I did not encounter any jams at all, which is of course a great thing being a used blaster. And will this blaster pass us the wall test? Let us take a look when this blaster is being placed on the wall. Take a look at that alien blaster looking aesthetic over here. Take a look at the design of the buttstock. Take a look at this nasty square part at the middle of the blaster. I mean, holy moly. Let me give you guys a closer look of this blaster. Holy moly, is this not a nice looking blaster? This is absolutely a great looking blaster in terms of aesthetic. And the best thing about this blaster is that the price of this blaster, as far as I know in Thailand, it is pretty affordable. If we actually convert the Thai currency into Malaysia currency, this thing only costs about like what, 200 something, right? I am very happy with this blaster over here. So if you guys like this video, feel free to smash the like button over here. I will be heading back to Malaysia very soon. Let's hope that the algorithm don't screw up the channel. So smash on the like button to fight against the algorithm. Let us win this together. And don't forget to click on the subscribe button as well as the notification bell. So yep, Gordon's checking out and I'm going to see you guys in the next video and in Malaysia.